What happens when the one you love is keeping a secret about you that you don't even know yourself? Let's find out in today's installment of the Black Cat Archives, where we review and discuss 2025's Companion. Hi, I'm Heather, and this is Black Cat Archives, my channel where I review and discuss all things horror, mystery, thriller, suspense, and more. So if that sounds like something that might be of interest to you, then please stick around and let's get started. So I went and saw Companion tonight, which is a movie that I didn't know very much about other than the trailer. So I guess I knew a lot about it then going in. I have to say right off the bat, I really enjoyed it. This one was directed by Drew Hancock, which this is his directorial feature debut, I believe. And it was produced by Zach Cregger, who made Barbarian. So in the same spirit of Barbarian, it has certain twists and turns where you think you know where it's going, but then it totally swings the other way. I already see in some other reviews, and I sort of thought the same thing with some of the marketing, where even just the poster, some people are saying you're giving away too much of the story. Now, for me, I saw the poster and thought the same thing, but you have to understand there's more to this than meets the eye. So if you've seen Companion, let me know in the comments below what you thought about it and whether you agree with my take or if you have a different idea. Would love to engage further discussion about it in the comments. So for those of you that want to know no spoilers whatsoever, you've been avoiding the poster, you've been avoiding the trailers, here's the very brief rundown. We have a couple that go to their friend's, rich boyfriend's remote house for a little fun party weekend kind of a deal on this lake house. And things go awry in such a way where one of them winds up dead, and then lots of twists and turns ensue regarding the characters and their relationships and the manner of the person's death, etc. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really great blend of horror, or really more like psychological thriller and comedy. You could tell the script was very strong because the tone was maintained pretty masterfully throughout. It really excelled in how it balanced the psychological thriller, horror-ish elements and the comedy. So it was pretty funny and not scary, but spooky, and definitely lots of gore and violence and things of that nature. I thought it was really great performances all around. Randy Quaid, I keep calling him Randy Quaid, Jack Quaid and Sophie Thatcher were great. Their chemistry, especially in the first act, was awesome. Jack Quaid really knows how to play the charming yet sinister characters. And Sophie Thatcher, she was just totally compelling, great performance from her. It was nice seeing her again after Heretic last year. And I really enjoyed her so much in this. And then we have as well Lucas Gage, who was in Smile 2 last year. And if you're a fan of The White Lotus, he was in the first season. And so it was really great to see him, as well as Harvey Guillen. I know him from What We Do in the Shadows, where he plays the familiar, and he's really hilarious in that. And his role in this is also pretty comedic, and he plays it very well. So yeah, the performances from the cast were really strong. It was a really strong original script, although we're seeing lots of themes that we've seen before. It's got an interesting take on it, and it's got enough twists and turns that keep you invested the whole time. So that is my very brief review and synopsis without getting into any spoilers whatsoever. Although, like I said, the spoilers in question are in the trailer and in the poster, some people are saying, although some people say if you see the poster and you don't know anything about it, that's not really a spoiler, but I'll leave that to you to decide. So this is a fair warning. Anyone who does not want to hear literally anything from the trailer or poster, this is your chance to say goodbye. The couple in question, that's a really hard phrase to say. The couple in question in Companion, Jack Quaid and Sophie Thatcher, are not your ordinary couple. Because Sophie Thatcher is in fact a robot girlfriend. Iris is her name, and she is completely in love with Jack Quaid. I mean, she just knows that he is the right guy. He's the perfect person from the moment they've met, and they have this really lovely little relationship. So I did know going into it that she was a robot girlfriend, and I have to say, I don't think it ruined the movie at all. So the whole first act, it's not explicitly stated that that's what she is, but there are certain cues that kind of lead you to believe that it's not exactly what it seems. So they go on this trip. Now, at this point in the movie, you know, if you've seen the trailer, that she's a robot girlfriend, but Josh has not revealed it to her, and she doesn't know that she's a robot girlfriend yet. But some of how they interact and some of the things that the characters say to her in the first act certainly would seem odd if she were human. I'll just put it that way. So had you not known that going into it, I would be curious if anybody else has seen it, but they didn't know going into it. Tell me how that affected your viewing. I had a lot of fun watching it. I would say it's like a combination of Stepford Wives meets Ex Machina, in that there's definitely this kind of kitschy, campy, like wife, girlfriend, robot AI thing, but then you got like the dark underbelly and commenting on these darker themes like we see in Ex Machina. Of course, it's tonally completely different from Ex Machina. But if I had to kind of mash up any two movies, I think Ex Machina and Stepford Wives would be a pretty solid mashup there, which I have to admit, the Nicole Kidman Stepford Wives is one of my guilty pleasures. So sorry for that, but I love Glenn Close in that movie. My God, it's hilarious. It did also comment on some more serious themes without like really overdoing it. It's still worth seeing, even if you saw the trailer and the marketing and you know that she's a robot girlfriend, because there are so many twists and turns, and the performances and everything else just make it worthwhile. So I will say, in this way, like Stepford Wives and Ex Machina, you know going into both of those movies what a Stepford wife is, and you know that in Ex Machina, he's creating this AI person, essentially, right? So it's not like this hasn't been done before. But what's interesting about these movies is where they take it after that. So how the entity reacts to finding out that it is an AI entity or a robot. I think it's worth seeing too, just for the commentary on AI, especially where we are right now with AI just exploding everywhere around us all the time. One of the central themes it explores is how far this technology will go is directly related to the person controlling it. So it becomes a question of what happens when it gets into the wrong hands, or what happens when people think they've outsmarted the system. You know, it leaves you with something to ponder regarding AI and control and relationships, and how things are really only as bad as we make them. The power and the control is all in our hands. I'd say if you're a fan of any of the actors in the film, definitely give it a watch. If you like horror comedy, it's certainly a very well executed one. It's worth a watch for sure. And let me know what you think of it in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time here at the Black Cat Archives. Okay, that's it. Goodbye.